The new Apple Watch Series 7 is here and it's more durable than ever, but you can't buy it just yet. So let's break it down. Not literally though. Contrary to the rumors that we were getting a completely redesigned Series 7 with flat edges, the Series 7 actually looks very similar to older Apple Watches with rounded edges. The big change is that there are now two case sizes, a 41 and 45mm option, as opposed to the 40 and 44mm options from older Apple Watches. It will come in 5 new colors, as well as a stainless steel and titanium finish. Now, the good news to note if you are upgrading from an old Apple Watch or you're thinking about it is that the Series 7 will be backwards compatible with Apple Watch bands from older models. So that larger case size also means a slightly larger display. It's actually 20% more screen real estate than the Series 6. And there's also a new design, so the glass will basically go edge to edge with the case. The screen also has this wraparound effect, so the glass will curve down to meet the case, and that there are 2 new watch faces to take advantage of that kind of cascading effect. The watch also has an always-on display. That's the same as the Series 5 and Series 6, and that's the feature that lets you not have to raise your wrist to see the time. It's always going to be active on the watch face. And it's supposed to be brighter on the Series 7 indoors than it is on older models. Now, speaking of that always on display, if you're an Apple Watch user and you turn it on, you are very used to charging your watch pretty much every single day. Now, bad news first, you're not getting any extra battery life out of the Series 7. Good news is that the speed of charging is going to be significantly faster on the Series 7, about 33% faster than before. And you'll also be able to get an 8-hour sleep tracking session with just 8 minutes of charge time. Let's talk about some of the health sensors on board. Now, there is an ECG or electrocardiogram app. That's the same as we've seen since the Series 4, as well as a blood oxygen sensor, and that's the same as on the Series 6. So if you have the newest Series 6, you're probably not going to upgrade specifically for those 2 features because you've already got them, but there are some other new workout features that might be intriguing. There's now automatic workout detection for cycling, so if you forget to start a workout before you jump on the bike, the Apple Watch can now detect it and prompt you to begin that workout. It will also detect when you start and stop riding, for example, say you're waiting at the traffic lights or something and you don't want that to eat into your workout time, the watch will know and then automatically pause the workout and resume again when you pick up. The workout app will also better calculate active calories during e-bike workouts, and you'll be able to use the Apple Watch speaker or through your Bluetooth headphones, for example, to hear workout metrics spoken to you so you won't have to glance at your wrist. And one of my favorite new features is fall detection for cycling. So if you take a tumble on your bike, similar to how fall detection would normally work, it will be able to call emergency services or a select number of contacts if you don't respond. Here's hoping you never have to use that feature, but if you do take a tumble, the front is covered in a crack-resistant crystal, so it is more strong than previous Apple Watches. It is also IP6X rated, so that means it is totally resistant to any sort of dust ingress, and of course it's water resistant up to 50 meters. So the big question is, should you upgrade? Well, it's really hard to say just by looking at the specs and not having hands-on with the Series 7, but just from the details that we know, it does look like a fairly iterative update, but things like the enhanced durability and the larger screen are very welcomed. The good news is, if you're not thinking of upgrading, many of those cool software features are actually coming to older Apple Watches with the update of watchOS 8, and that includes things like the fall detection for cycling, which is a really cool thing. It's going to come to older Apple Watches from the Series 4 and onwards. Now, speaking of watchOS 8, that's the operating system that the Apple Watch runs on. I've done a full deep dive on some of the extra features, bells and whistles to expect in the update, and that video is linked in the description below. And good news on that front, we do have a release date for watchOS 8. It is coming Monday, September 20. You'll be able to download it to your Series 3 and onwards. The other big question is, how much is this going to cost and when can I get one? Well, the Series 7 is going to be available later in the fall. As I said at the start of the video, we're not getting it right now. We don't have an exact date or timeline yet, so you're just going to have to stay tuned. I'll pop another link down in the description where you can keep an eye on things like potential pre-orders and details about when it becomes available. Pricing though, we do know. Fortunately, it is going to start at the same debut price as the Series 6, so that means $399 US. And of course, the price will go up from there depending on things like the finishes and of course the case size that you choose. What is interesting is that Apple is keeping the Series 3 in the lineup. So that is going to be $199 US, and the Apple Watch SE, which was released last year, is right in the middle at $279. So that's all the details we know about the Apple Watch Series 7. As I mentioned, there are a couple of links in the description below to help you find out more details as it becomes available and as we find out a release date. Of course, if you have extra questions, pop them in the comments below and I will catch you next time. See ya!